Rhodesian Ridgebacks look like superheroes in dog form. Sleek, powerful, and noble enough to belong on a statue. The truth? They're also chaotic puppies that'll wreck your shoes, refuse to fetch, and cause chaos with a single wag. Ridgebacks are gorgeous, loyal, and hilarious, but they're not for the faint of heart. Here are 9 brutal truths about Ridgebacks that no one tells you until you've already got one snoring on your couch. Number 1. The Ridgeback's awful puppy face. Scroll through pictures of Rhodesian Ridgebacks online and you'll see statuesque, noble dogs that look like they were carved out of marble. What you don't see is the path it takes to get there, a chapter every Ridgeback owner knows too well, affectionately nicknamed the awful puppy face. These dogs aren't your standard mischievous puppies. They're little whirlwinds with brains to match, clever, stubborn, and endlessly curious. Imagine a toddler who just discovered caffeine, and you're getting close. Shoes become chew toys, couches become trampolines, and your patience becomes their favorite test subject. As one owner put it, "My Ridgeback puppy wasn't just a handful, he was a whole fruit basket of destruction, with a side of existential dread for my shoe collection." But here's the thing, that storm eventually passes. If you stick it out with consistency and patience, those tiny tornadoes grow into calm, loyal companions who seem almost regal. One day, you'll look at your Ridgeback sprawled across the sofa, dignified and composed, and barely remember the sleepless nights and shredded slippers. Number 2. They have a one-person dog tendency. Some dogs spread their love around like party confetti, but Rhodesian Ridgebacks? Not so much. These dogs often choose one person, and once that bond forms, it's unshakable. Everyone else is tolerated politely, but for their chosen human, the devotion borders on obsession. As one owner joked, "My Ridgeback acts like everyone else is just background noise until I walk into the room. Then it's like the sun just rose. I love it so much." That kind of loyalty feels incredible, like having a 4-legged bodyguard, best friend, and biggest fan all rolled into one. They'll tail you from room to room, always keeping you in sight, as if the universe might collapse if you step out of it. Sure, Ridgebacks still coexist peacefully with the rest of the family, but their deepest affection and sharpest attention are saved for their chosen person. Just think of it as a partnership that feels less like pet ownership and more like having a shadow who also happens to snore, drool, and guard your every step. Number 3. The Ridgeback has selective hearing. Ask a Ridgeback to sit, and you'll get one of 3 responses: instant compliance, a slow-motion yawn followed by lying down, or the famous blank stare that could win awards for best performance. They don't ignore you out of ignorance. They'll ignore you out of calculation. Ridgebacks are smart, but they're also independent, and that means every request goes through a quick internal cost-benefit analysis. Is this worth my time? Is there food involved? Is there a squirrel to chase instead? Owners know this look well. The eye contact that says, "I heard you, I understood you, and I've decided no." As one Ridgeback lover put it, "My Ridgeback has a PhD in pretending not to hear you when there's a leaf blowing in the wind. Bring out the treats, and it's a completely different dog." This stubborn streak stems from the breed's history as hunters, bred to make decisions without constant human direction. Training, then, isn't about forcing obedience, it's about persuasion. Positive reinforcement and patience will go a long way. And when they do decide you're worth listening to, that's when their intelligence shines. But don't be surprised if you're occasionally outranked by a drifting scent or a backyard squirrel. It's just the Ridgeback way of keeping you humble. Number 4. The no-fetch dog. Throw a ball for a Ridgeback and you'll witness something fascinating. A blur of muscle and speed as they rocket across the field, followed by complete indifference. The ball sits there. The Ridgeback sits there. And you, apparently, are the only one still invested in this game. One owner captured it perfectly, saying, "I threw the ball for my Ridgeback once. He looked at me like, 'You threw it, you go get it.' Never tried playing fetch since." It's not that they don't understand the concept. They just don't see the point of running errands on your behalf. Remember, these dogs were bred to track lions and cover vast terrain, not fetch tennis balls over and over again. To them, fetch is a human invention, and frankly, a boring one. However, that doesn't mean they won't play. Ridgebacks love interactive games where you're part of the action, tug of war, chase, or a good wrestle in the yard. But if your vision of dog ownership includes endless rounds of fetch, a Ridgeback will deliver a reality check. Number 5. The indoor couch potato, outdoor dynamo. A Ridgeback at full speed is a sight to behold. Lean muscles firing, paws eating up the ground like they were built for the savannah. Fast forward an hour, and that same dog is upside down on the couch, snoring like an old uncle after Thanksgiving dinner. The switch is almost comical, but it's also one of the breed's best qualities. Ridgebacks demand serious exercise, long runs, hikes, or anything that lets them burn off their rocket fuel. Skip this, and you'll have a frustrated, restless dog on your hands. But once their tank is empty, they shift gears completely. Indoors, they're calm, quiet, and surprisingly low maintenance. No pacing, no bouncing off the walls, just a dignified presence stretched out across your sofa, and probably taking up more space than you. As one owner joked, "My Ridgeback's daily routine is basically sprint like a gazelle, then nap like a sloth. It's a delicate balance." That dual personality makes them perfect for active people who also value downtime. Outdoors, they're athletes. Indoors, they're mellow roommates. It's a balance that keeps both owner and Ridgeback sane, and your furniture mercifully intact. Number 6. Rhodesian Ridgebacks are silent guardians. The Ridgeback's bark isn't cheap. It's a currency they spend sparingly, and only when they're sure it matters. While other breeds may erupt over every squirrel, leaf, or suspicious gust of wind, Ridgebacks take a different approach. They watch, they calculate, and when that deep, booming bark finally breaks the silence, it's never wasted. In fact, one owner joked, "My Ridgeback barks so rarely. When he does, I know it's either the apocalypse or the mailman. Usually the mailman." However, this thoughtful restraint is part of what makes them such effective guardians. You're not dealing with a dog that cries wolf 20 times a day. You're living with a sentinel who chooses their moments carefully. That means fewer false alarms and more peace of mind when they do sound off. It's not that they're mute, far from it. A Ridgeback's bark carries real weight, a deep warning that commands attention. For many owners, this balance is a gift, a protective companion who values quiet as much as they do, until it's time to remind the world who's on watch. Number 7. The Ridgeback's tale of mass destruction. The first time a Ridgeback wags at full throttle, you don't register the danger. Then, smack! Your shin takes the hit, your coffee spills, and the lamp on the end table wobbles like it's in an earthquake. Welcome to life with the Ridgeback tail. Equal parts metronome, whip, and demolition tool, all in one. These tails aren't dainty feather dusters. They're thick, muscular, and powered by the enthusiasm of a 70 to 80-pound dog. One owner put it best, saying, "My Ridgeback's tail isn't just a tail. It's a precision instrument for chaos, capable of knocking over a vase from across the room with surgical accuracy." For new owners, this means 2 survival tips. Secure anything fragile at tail height, and never underestimate the velocity of a joyful wag. The bruises fade, but the memories of your Ridgeback's happiness stay, usually along with a trail of toppled belongings. Number 8. Get ready for the shedding surprise. At first glance, a Ridgeback's coat looks easy. Short, sleek, no fluff to trap dirt. The kind of dog you'd expect to leave your furniture and clothes mostly fur-free. Then reality sets in. Suddenly, your black jeans are polka-dotted, your sofa has a new texture, and your vacuum is begging for retirement. Ridgeback fur has a special talent. The fine, stiff hairs don't just shed, they embed. They wedge into carpets, cling to upholstery, and somehow survive every wash cycle. One owner captured it perfectly. "I thought a short-haired dog meant less shedding. My Ridgeback laughed, then proceeded to shed enough hair to hit a small sweater." Daily brushing can help keep the avalanche under control. But don't expect to ever be completely free of their calling card. Ridgeback owners eventually adapt with strategically placed lint rollers, a top-notch vacuum, and maybe even a wardrobe that just happens to match your dog's coat color. It's not a deal breaker, far from it. Just think of it as Ridgeback branding. A little part of them will always be with you, wherever you go. Literally. Number 9. Yes, they're Velcro dogs too. Try walking across the house with a Ridgeback in residence and see how far you get alone. Spoiler, not far. These dogs may have a reputation for independence, but with their chosen people, they're shadows with paws. Wherever you go, kitchen, bathroom, even just shifting to another chair, odds are your Ridgeback is right behind you. One owner laughed about it, saying, "My Ridgeback is so independent, he'll ignore me for hours. But the moment I stand up, he's my shadow. It's like he's saying, 'Where we going, boss?'" It's not neediness in the clingy sense. Ridgebacks aren't constantly demanding attention. Instead, they simply want to be there, part of the moment, part of the family, part of your orbit. And while they might be a bit too large for the lapdog role, they make up for it by being steadfast companions who never stray far. Call it devotion, call it loyalty, or just call it Velcro. It's one of the sweetest surprises of owning a Ridgeback. Hey, if you enjoyed this, you'll love this video here. And if you hit subscribe, I'll donate a meal to a rescue dog on your behalf.